Hello friends and welcome into the Cowboys Report. Happy Friday for those of you on the East Coast. We got some late night news for you. Week 4 of the NFL preseason that is now in the books. And Jerry Jones has commented on Ezekiel Elliott. Now he said variations of this before. This one feels a little bit different and it feels like it's a little bit of a change from what Zeke and Jerry have said before. So here's the exact quote from Jerry Jones tonight on Zeke Elliott. I am operating as though right now he, meaning Zeke, is going to miss regular season games. My entire expectation for what we're putting together as a team right now would anticipate with him holding out that he's going to miss games. I just accept that. Jerry also said he can't and won't miss them all. We all need Zeke. We are a better team with Zeke. Now, Jerry has said before that the Cowboys are planning, and in the Cowboys front office, they're planning on having Tony Pollard be the number one guy. But that quote feels different, right? That feels different than, yeah, we're optimistic about getting a deal done with Zeke. Now, Jerry's right, and he's operating under the correct process here of, hey, we got to assume Zeke's not going to be here. He has to report at some point. But it feels very different on this one. It feels different than what Jerry has said before. It's different to hear Jerry Jones openly say, we think Zeke's going to miss games, rather than we anticipate a deal getting done here in the near future. Now, it is reasonable to up your panic level. I have been in the 6 range here, and it was going to steadily rise the closer we got to week 1 of the NFL season. And I'll make note here, contrary to some spin that's been out there, this is a different type of comment than what Jerry Jones has been before. There are some similarities, but it is a different type of comment. So I'll make note, it is reasonable here to up your panic level. At the same time, I will throw out this, if you want to call it rose-colored optimistic, that's fine too. Could Jerry just be trying to apply some pressure on Zeke? And this is the, hey, you know what? We expect Zeke not to be there. It's all on Zeke's shoulder now. It's possible, but I do think it is noteworthy. So again, the running back depth chart here with Zeke Elliott. Of course, Zeke is your number 1. Tony Pollard is your number 2. Alfred Morris is there. But as where we sit without Zeke, here's how I think things stand. And frankly, by the time we get to Saturday, at this point, I don't think you see Zeke show up by Saturday. Therefore, he starts the year on the reserve did not report list. Tony Pollard, Alfred Morris with no Zeke. I think Morris is pretty safe there. That RB3 spot, be it for Morris, Chun, that's up for grabs. Chun was injured tonight. I don't think it's anything major, but we'll have to wait and see. I don't have any updates on that front right now. As you sit here, 11:30 on a Thursday night. Mike Weber, Darius Jackson also fighting for a role here. So again, the expectation per Jerry Jones, and this isn't like the world's ending news, but it is noteworthy for the Cowboys owner to come out and say it, that the Cowboys do anticipate Ezekiel Elliott missing games and not being there in week 1, missing time into the regular season. That is noteworthy for the Dallas Cowboys because Zeke is kind of a big deal, right? Like, he is the focal point of the offense. The Cowboys, and I think this is, again, clear, I think it's also partially a message to Zeke's camp of, all right, do it. I dare you to not show up. We're going to operate without you. Let's see how it goes, Zeke. It's up to you now to show up. That's the interesting part. And again, I think the main issue here between contract talks, assuming Zeke isn't asking for something ridiculous, which I think we would have heard if that was the case. We've heard the Gurley versus Bell difference. The Cowboys have shown in the past, Tyron Smith, Zach Martin, others, that they're willing to pay premium and they're willing to pay even number 1 overall player money. Just how much higher are they willing to go? And the guaranteed money, they view the Todd Gurley $45 million as a mistake, and they want to get closer to Lev Bell's $27 million. So how many games will Zeke miss? Let us know in the comments section. I will make note, and this was a good note from Mike Florio. I just didn't like the spin he put on it, which now seems pretty darn right, although again, wasn't what Jerry had said before tonight. But he has to show up by that Week 10 deadline, has to play a handful of games this season. Shows up for week 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, gets that 7-game total. The Cowboys do have the ability, though, to put him on the reserve report list and get a 3-week exemption once he eventually does report. So in theory, the real potentially hard and fast deadline as it relates to the contract tolling over a year, probably closer to week 6 than it is week 10. Again, the guaranteed money, that's the holding point here. At some point, look, guys, Zeke has to show up. Otherwise, he's just not going to ever play football. And frankly, it's kind of a double-edged sword for Zeke, right? The longer he goes without playing football, the less money teams are going to pay him. Or the Cowboys are going to be willing to pay him. So, again, with that in mind, how much should the Dallas Cowboys pay Zeke per year? I don't mind giving $14.5 million, but the guaranteed money is a big factor there. Is it 32 plus and it surpasses David Johnson? Is it the full 45? I don't know what the number ends up being there. So again, folks, if you're just now joining us here live on YouTube, quote from Jerry Jones, he anticipates that Ezekiel Elliott is going to miss game. I'm not trying to make this the sky is falling Cowboys report, but this is pretty damn noteworthy, I think. Here's the quote from Jerry Jones. I am operating as though right now he's going to miss regular season games. My entire expectation for what we're putting together as a team right now would anticipate him holding out. I just think that, which, by the way, it is a little odd to hear the Cowboys owner say that, but we did know this, right? This part we knew. Because, of course, they're anticipating that. That's why Tony Pollard and Alfred Morris did not play tonight against the Bucs. So that part isn't really news, because we knew it already. The difference, though, is in the fact that Jerry's saying it so bluntly. I'm operating as though he's going to miss games. I accept that. I expect it. That's different. And this part, too. And this is the part here that it kind of makes me think maybe this is Jerry challenging Zeke's leadership and all that. He can't and won't miss them all. It kind of feels like a Jerry Jones adding Rocky Arsenault in Zeke's camp of, your move, guys. That's the way I interpret it. Now, maybe I'm reading too much into it. It's certainly possible, but that's noteworthy there. Because, look, Jerry's right. If Zeke wants to play football, he's got to report. He can't just hold out forever and reach free agency like Lev Bell did. So, it's noteworthy. This is not what I anticipated getting as we were going to film grades here. That's coming up for a minute for you guys, by the way. Of what I expected to see happen at this point in the evening. So, the key thing for the Cowboys, and they've done a great job of hyping up Tony Pollard, who we did not see in Week 4 because you don't play key players in Week 4 of the NFL preseason. So how confident are you in Tony Pollard? Grade on a scale of 1 to 10. I will be fully honest here. It does depend, at least for me, how many games am I playing Tony Pollard for as the lead back? Am I giving him 5 or 6, something, or even 1, 2, 3? Like, that point, I feel confident. It's an easy schedule to open up the season. I get worried around Week 4 in terms of the overall Cowboys schedule. He's not a 10 for me. Look, I lower my expectations for first-year players, like we clearly should have done more so with Tristan Hill and Connor McGovern, but I typically don't bank on fourth-round players instantly becoming one of the best players. Now, it happens, looking at you, Dak Prescott, but those are the exceptions to the rules. Pollard will have an impact for the Dallas Cowboys, but if you're expecting to draft a fourth-round backup out of Memphis and have him be the guy on the same level Zeke was, I think you're going to be a little bit disappointed. But if you want to be a nice role player, well, now you're talking, and I think that is the expectation for Tony Pollard. Many of you have mentioned trade Zeke and all that in the comments section, but should the Cowboys sign another running back type, Y for yes, type N for no? I actually don't think so. You added Alfred Morris. You have Tony Pollard. You can anticipate Zeke missing games. Clearly, Jerry Jones is. But I would not anticipate Zeke not showing up at all this year. At some point, you get Zeke back. That's my mindset there. So let me know why for yes and for no. I see plenty of no's in there in the comments section. Now a request for you guys. Get us to 50K. We are almost at 33K. How many other channels out there are live for you guys at midnight? That's almost midnight, I guess. How many out there? don't think any are. We don't sleep here at the Cowboys Report. I got you guys covered. I will sleep in tomorrow morning, and we'll see how it goes on that front. There'll probably be something else that happens with Zeke Elliott. But again, as of right now, we'll see what happens. But the Cowboys anticipate Zeke missing the start of the season.